What is up, YouTube? We're back with another video. I actually have to hurry up this video because I have school in literally like an hour or so, right? It's about like 5:30 right now a.m. So we're gonna get to it. I just want to talk about the power of the mind in this video, right? Because the mind is such a strong tool, right? Because your body, it's more than capable of doing almost anything that you want it to do, right? But it's really just up here, right? If you're in decent shape, right, you can do exactly what I did when I did 5,000 push-ups, when I ran 21 miles on train, when I did 500 pull-ups, right? If you're in decent shape, you can do all of those. What it comes down to is how strong your mentality is, right? If you're willing to not give up, if you're willing to not give in, right? Because it's such a cheat code when you have a good and strong mentality, right? Because as a man, you should only be asking for a fair shot in this world, right? A fair opportunity, a fair chance, right? To make something of yourself, right? And when you are presented with that fair opportunity, when you're presented with that fair chance, you need to make something of it, because there is going to be somebody else that is presented with the same opportunity that you have, and they will make something of themselves, right? And they will exceed in life because you decided not to exceed, right? And right, I also want to get sidetracked a little bit, right? I made this book, right? It's called Dear God, right? What I write in it is every single night, right? I write my daily thoughts, right? I write what has exactly happened in this day that I'm writing in, right? So I write my whole day down in this journal, right? And I talk to God through it, right? And it makes me feel so much clarity at night. And I also pray right before this, right? So it's helping me get more connected to God, right? And the clarity that I feel while watching this video, while taking these notes, right, is just amazing, right? So I recommend you guys do that. And also one more tip, right, is chewing Faleem gum, right? I went on like a tiny bit of a looks-maxing journey, right? So this works your jaw so well. So like if you're trying to lean your jaw out, right here, there's muscles right here actually, which you can chew the gum and grow those muscles so your jawline will look more defined, right? And also drink a lot of water, right? I have a gallon of this each and every single day. Sometimes I fill up to half a gallon depending on how I feel, right? But half a gallon to a gallon each and every single day, because it's gonna flush out the bloating in your face, right? Because you don't want all that bloating, chubby cheeks, right? It'll also create like that hollow effect in your cheeks, and it'll make your cheekbone more visible, right? It's just 2 tips that I wanted to share. But man, it's just staying consistent with what you're doing in life, right? In this content creation journey, especially on YouTube, I've struggled to stay more consistent, right? It hasn't been the best, right? But the reason why I've been able to stay consistent in the gym, the reason why I've been able to stay kind of consistent with this content creation, right, is because I'm just showing up day in and day out, right? No matter what the effort level is, something is better than nothing, right? When I go to the gym each and every single day, I go to the gym with the intention of having a good workout, right? I may not have the best workout at that time. Things may not be going my way, but at least I went, right? Because if you put in some effort, it is better than putting in no effort. Not every day is going to be your best day. Not every day is going to be your most funnest, most uplifting day, the day that changes everything. It's not going to happen, right? You can manage to show up consistently, even when the efforts may not be the best, right? You still showed up on the day that somebody else didn't show up. You still showed up on the day where your brain was telling you not to show up, which will grow you as a person, no matter how bad that training session is, right? So consistency is key in this world. Consistency is key with having a great physique. Consistency is key when with this content creation stuff, growing your followers. Consistency is key with anything that you do in life, right? Just comes down to the want level, right? It comes down to how bad you really want it, right? Because when you get into shape, right, when you have an amazing face, right, because you've de-bloated, because you trained your jawline, right? You're lean, you're aesthetic, right? It feels so fucking good, right? But it came through consistency, it came through hard work, right? We live in a tough world, right? Everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants the same girl that you want. Everybody wants the same house that you want. Everybody wants the same car that you want, right? So everybody wants the same body that you want. So don't think what you want, other people do not want, right? So that's why it's important to stay consistent and put in the hard work, because everybody is trying to get what you have, right? It's not just a world where everybody is going to wait for you to put in the effort, to put in the hard work. No, you need to put it in now, because there is other people out there getting the stuff that you want. There's other people out there that is going to take the girl that you want because they've put in the work and you didn't, right? So start self-improving, right? Becoming the man that you need to be, right? I can't tell you how important it is to stay disciplined, especially as a man, especially for your future kids and your future wife, right? Because you don't want your fucking kids to grow up and be these little dweebs who don't look up to their father, right? They look up to some random social media influencers. So you want them to look up to you. You want them to follow you, right? You want them to be like, damn, that's my fucking dad, bro. He stays consistent each and every single day. He has such a good body. My mom is just beautiful. How did he manage to get her, right? We live in such a great house. You want your kids to fucking think like that, right? Because if your kids are not thinking like that, they're just going to grow up to be fucking losers and dweebs just like you, right? I think about that a lot, right? I want my kids to grow up a special sort of way. And also, right, I've been looking at this new diet, right? I'm not going to be able to do it while I'm in here, while I'm in my mom's house, right? But probably when I grow up and when I get my own house, right? It's the carnivore diet, right? It's a lot of raw meat and good fats, right? It's a good diet. You know, I've done a sort of amount of research on it. I'm going to continue doing research on it. But for now, I got to stick to what I eat in this household. I eat a lot of protein, right? But I think I eat too much stuff like that you can put in the air fryer, put in the microwave, like quick convenient food, right? But because I particularly don't know how to fully cook, right? I know how to cook some ground beef and stuff, but I make do what I have in the house, right? And I'm still able to build this tremendous physique. So that just means that if you can dedicate yourself to somewhat of a little good diet, right, you can have that body, right? So it's all about the work that you put in, and also your calories, right? A huge part of this is my calories, right? I make sure I do not eat a huge amount over my calories, because out of my calorie maintenance, because I will get fucking fat. And I make sure I do not eat a huge amount under my calorie maintenance, because then I'll be fucking skinny like I was when I first started this journey, right? So just tracking your calories, because the amount of food that you put in your body matters more than what type of food you put in, right? You can be eating fucking 6 honey buns a day, but if you're under your calorie maintenance, you're still going to lose weight. Of course, you'll feel like shit, you'll be out of breath, you'll probably put on you'll probably be skinny fat, right? But it comes down to how much you're eating, honestly. But this video, just quick video, little rant on about life. I was supposed to make this video last night, but I just knocked out. So I'm making this in the morning. So I gotta go rush to go to school and everything like that. But I'll see you guys in the next video.